Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. I actually recently just recorded like a straight 30-minute kind of conciliatory tone, trying to be somewhat sympathetic to the people in the truckers convoy and just the right in general in terms of the whole anti-vax and anti-mask thing, right? So as of recording, they are arresting protesters in downtown Ottawa. There's a bunch of live streams, but I want to talk about some of the reactions to it, right? So already some rather interesting things are trending, such as China and Trudeau's tyranny, Trudeau dictatorship, and welcome to Canada. It's now a fascist dictatorship, and look, they're like arresting people, like there's these tiny children in the way. Like, yeah, they're called human shields. But here's the thing, right? Like, I don't want to get into another massive rant about all these terrible people. I feel like I've done that enough. Go see the rest of the Flu Trucks Clan playlist for all this stuff. But what I want to talk about very quickly is what this unfortunately means for the right and the left moving forward. So there's a lot of delusion out there for people thinking, look, this is fascism. So, my dad has literally been a child insurrectionist in a Latin American country. This ain't it, Chief. This ain't fascism or tyranny, especially when you've had 3 fucking weeks of a straight fucking party while terrorizing and abusing and harassing innocent people in the downtown core of our nation's capital. So shut the fuck up on that one. Second point, right? If this was actually fascism and like a true dictatorship, you would see the elimination of other political parties. Instead, Justin Trudeau still has a minority government, which is why he needed at least one party, like the NDP, to support the emergency measures. It also still has to go to the Senate, which could still say, you know what? No, not letting that fly. So, that right there means you're not living in a fascist dictatorship when the halls of what passes for democracy are still functioning and the upper house could still say, you know what? No, dude, like go back to the drawing board. You're not allowed to do this. I want to make this very fucking clear here. The ending of your privilege and a good fun time does not fascism make. A military junta hasn't been, declared. The Governor General hasn't dissolved Parliament and just proclaimed Trudeau as protector of the realm or some horse shit like that. This ain't fascism. What is fascism were the chuck-a-fuck organizers who had the memorandum of understanding for a while and also tried to get their supporters to send out those massive amount of calls to the Governor General, basically calling for a coup, because the first memorandum of understanding wasn't enough of an open, blatant call for a coup d'etat, but, real democracy and freedom there. Am I right? So that's my piece on that real quick. But here's what this means for the left and right moving forward. As we've unfortunately seen with the Emergencies Act being used in this way and freezing bank accounts and with trying to make everything digital, boy howdy, that's going to be a hard time if you want to be a leftist organizing in the future. Organizing for a proper revolution or getting what we want in concessions from government now just got a lot harder thanks to these assholes in the trucker convoy. It also showed very unequivocally that, we've basically been right the whole goddamn time about if you're right-wing and, especially white, oh yeah, the cops treat you way differently. You can get away with a lot more stuff than we ever could. We already knew that, but, more people are finally seeing that. However, what does this mean for the right? What did they get out of this? They get a massive recruiting drive. That's basically what's happening. And if you want to think that maybe that was their master plan all along, which, in terms of long-term goals, definitely, a step on the ladder towards their final goal of turning Canada, most of North America, into a white supremacist settler state. Not like it ain't already, but anyway. What's happening with all the misinformation, the gaslighting from the right now about, this is, welcome to China, and this is tyranny, even though they wouldn't know tyranny if it fucking hit him in the ass. But it's really showing for them and a lot of people who might have been on the fence they're now going to start flocking to the right wing by being like, oh, wow, yeah, they really got to fight against tyranny. Yeah, Trudeau absolutely is illegitimate. And they're going to start radicalizing these people and swell up their ranks so that when they try something like this again, it'll be, in their eyes, hopefully more successful. That's part of why it was so important for these people to have all the good, fun party stuff, right? It's like, yeah, look, we're so violent. We have bouncy castles. Now, again, I already dealt with that in a previous goddamn video, or 2 or 3 at this point. But that was part of the whole optics and propaganda, right? Of, yeah, no, I can't see how that's violent. I'm totally going to ignore the 400 plus instances of hate crime related calls made to the Ottawa police in the wake of these people arriving in town. Just gonna ignore that. But it's part of the message, right? It shows, oh yeah, look, it's just a good fun time. And yeah, like, we're all tired of this pandemic. And now all of a sudden what they're seeing, like, look, like there's children there, like they're just clearing out peaceful protesters. You just need to listen to the people in the working class, because this was, the truckers, right? And they're keeping the country going. Even though, again, most of the truckers were still working, they kind of had to. This whole thing was basically an op by like the petty bourgeoisie. See other videos for that. But to a lot of people who are just kind of fence sitters, that's what their takeaway is going to be, was, oh yeah, you know what? Looks like a fun time. Why are you clearing out the fun time with all these police? What's going on? This ain't the Canada I know. Why can't you just let people be people? Because, your freedom to swing your fist ends when it meets my face. And I can't believe we still have to go over that. But apparently we do. So that's the core of, public health measures and stuff like that. What about other people's freedom to not be in danger in terms of being out in public and not risk health complications or death? That really should be the end of it, but unfortunately it's not. And the core of what the takeaway is going to be here for the right is a further retrenchment, a further emboldening. They're going to recruit a lot more people, and they're going to be way more antagonistic moving forward. So in that sense, what's happened has been a very big success for them. They also provided fantastic cover for all the terrible conservative governments to just have any excuse to start dropping mask mandates and vaccine mandates. They've basically been, been pressured by big business. Like, come on, like, something's got to give. And, oh, look at that. Big business funded the trucker convoy, and a lot of American business interests specifically funded it. And, came here, and so governments decided to take that opportunity of, oh, okay, yeah, look, we're totally done, even though it means we're not done. I do not look forward to the spring and summer, let's be real here. But that's unfortunately what the end result of this is going to be. And a lot of people, a lot of Canadians are understandably shaken by what's happening. The unprecedented use of the Emergencies Act, one of the wildest instances of civil disobedience that the country has ever seen since the FLQ crisis back in the day. Conservatives supporting these, like, whether you want to call them protesters, terrorists, occupiers, etc., blatantly supporting them, and others openly supporting, sending in the military, which again, your boy would not have been in favor of. These are now unprecedented times, unfortunately, and accelerationists and far-right thugs absolutely love that. That is what they want, because that furthers their goals and gets them closer to what they hope will be their win. And unfortunately, we on the left need to convince a lot more liberals that this is a threat that needs to be taken seriously. So maybe that's the opportunity here in the wake of all of this, that now more people are realizing, wow, you know what? Police pretty terrible. Maybe we should defund the police, but what does that look like? And, maybe we should start having a manifesto for a better Canada so that there's less of this uncertainty moving forward and stuff like that. Maybe we need to change our voting patterns and all these other things, and change how we organize given the use of the Emergencies Act and how it's going to be used to target people financially in the future and further impoverish them. There's a lot more challenges we need to work through now. Not like we didn't already have enough, am I right? But the core of this is that this is what we are unfortunately going to have to deal with. And so the best time to start organizing, if it's not today, then it's going to be tomorrow or the day after that. That's what we have to start doing. But unfortunately, the fact that it came to this when it never had to in the first place is definitely what's bothering me today.